it's Rob Nelson here, and today we are doing, well, a behind the scenes look at how we create our vlogging style videos. All right, so this is gonna go fast. Let's get started. Pre-production. First, I would say about 50% of any of our productions go into pre-production. We'll spend maybe 3 or 4 days researching a topic that we like.
Starting with the snail.
So snail to rat to leopard. That means figuring out exactly what we want to say. Production. And that's everything that you do while you're actually recording, like this. And I want to touch on 4 key points. Lights. Now the first thing you need to do is you need to get lights. Now you can do it with 1, but most people actually use 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's how it's usually done. So if you're sitting at a table like this, with your camera in front of you, then place a big key light to one side, balance it with a slightly smaller fill light on the other, and then up and behind you, add a backlight. So here's a quick demonstration. And this is with no lights. Now let's put on the bright key light. So it's a little bit bright and it's creating some contrast here. So we gotta fill those in with the fill light. So it's a little bit better when you have 2 soft lights in front of you. Now this is for the professional touch. People use a backlight, and watch what happens here. Yeah, that's a little bit better, huh? Adds just like a little bit of a rim here and to your shoulders and stuff, and I think it looks pretty nice. Sound. So if you're really close to the camera, like I am right now, then a shotgun microphone on the top of the camera is probably all that you'll need. But if you put the camera way back there, about 10 feet away, it changes the story completely. So here's what we're gonna do. We have 3 microphone settings here, and I want you to see what the sound difference really is. First one is if you have just the internal microphone on the camera. Doesn't sound all that good, does it? Now, switch to the external lavalier microphone. This is a wireless unit. So it's wired back to the camera, and I have it clipped on right here, pretty close to my mouth. I actually think it has a good sound. Now, another option that you can have is the external zoom microphone, like this one. There's a bunch of different types, but it's stereo, and I actually think it sounds pretty good. Now, I would say that what you use to record sound with may, in many ways, be more important than what you use to record video with. Hosting. All right, finally, remember that your on-camera presence is really important. You want to smile. That's my first recommendation. Secondly, take people you like on YouTube, like, say, Zay Frank. He opens up his eyes really wide and he talks really fast because he wants to get out the message that he's trying to say. And in contrast, if you were to maybe not think about what you were going to say and try to get it out a little bit slower, it's really annoying. Post-production. Post-production is everything from taking the raw digital files in all of our cameras here and putting them on the web. Editing. The first one is editing. We could use any program we wanted to, but we use Final Cut X because it's cheap, it's easy, and it's really optimized for people who are putting things up on the web. Cuts and transitions. Most of the time, you're going to want to use very simple cuts. Get rid of those barn door dissolves and those sliding star dissolves and the mosaic dissolve and the circle dissolve. Yeah, get rid of all of those. But I actually really like using flashes and burns with sound effects. Sound effects. Graphics. Now graphics don't have to be all that difficult, and they're a great way to explain science concepts. Now you could do something as simple as this. This is kind of the minute physics technique. You basically take a white piece of paper and you bring your 2 soft lights over to shine in from the side, and then you take a digital SLR camera hooked up to an intervalometer, taking photos once every second, and then you just start drawing. So I'd say to you, remember, take advantage of simple graphics. And you would ponder that and say, okay. So yeah, it's super easy to create these vlog style videos. Maybe you learned something. If you did, you're probably gonna like our new series on science filmmaking tips and tricks, which we'll be putting out the rest of the year.